Hey guys, Rinji here. And there has been Twitter troubles again of the Hogwarts Legacy kind. And yes, and how fitting for the month of October when this annoying controversy is being brought back from the dead by Twitter activists that do not know better. If you want to learn more about the vapid history of the Hogwarts Legacy controversy, I will link every single video and stream I did about this whole issue in the video description of this very video. But right now, I would like to present you this story as Nintendo of America has announced the Switch port for Hogwarts Legacy and that the digital pre-orders are now available. And guess what happened? Of course, the same people that were very upset about the game existing and it supporting the genocide of trans people have reared their heads against and decided to speak up about it. So let's take a look what these very reasonable people had to say this time around. Ratioed by trans ally Olimar. Anyway, if you want an actual good action fantasy RPG, just play the Xenoblade series. They have fun gameplay and stories and actual canon, queer and trans characters, and isn't made by complete bigots. Well, Hogwarts Legacy has that too. But you know, again, Twitter, not very good with their research there. Remember that period of time, like the February alt-right chuds had to like try to hype up this 3 out of 10 nothing burger of a $70 game as being an ironic game of the year contender in the same year with Pikmin 4 in it, and they just kind of quality shut up a month in. Imagine trying to hype up a game that is being game of the year when it had less cultural impact than a effing Stadia exclusive Pac-Man Battle Royale game. At least that thing is getting ported to other platforms after Pac-Man 99 went offline only. We genuinely almost forgot this game. All of these things are lies. Hogwarts Legacy has been immensely successful. One of the most bought games in history of video games. One of the highest played games on Steam when it comes to concurrent player numbers. If it comes to cultural impact, it had quite a significant one. And when it comes to critical reception as well as user reception, it was also very positive. But we're gonna see that later on. It's funny how the same lunatics who made this S show 8 to 9 months ago rewrote history later with nobody cared about the game, chud, until they started doing the same as again in the replies here, LMAO, so true. Friendly noted that J.K. Rowling is a transphobic bigot that supports neo-Nazis and Harry Potter is deeply anti-Semitic. This game not only funds neo-Nazis and transphobic policy, it also reinforces the rampant anti-Semitic caricatures that are present in the franchise. And I had to screenshot the following dialogue between two Twitter users regarding this to showcase the exact kind of narrative that was portrayed a few months ago regarding this game. So enjoy. I get being mad at JK, but this game isn't anti-Semitic and I played it, so I know what I'm talking about. The goblins in the franchise echo anti-Semitic caricatures / stereotypes used throughout history. Did you always think this, or did you just decide that during the J.K. Rowling controversy? I've held that belief for over 10 years. There are plenty of other news stories and statements of those who also believe so. Hell, this isn't even SNL bit about it. Well, if you think about Jewish people and goblins as the same kind of being, then I think that's a bit on you than anybody else. But what do I know? Regardless, you can't judge people for enjoying it. That isn't fair. I mean, finding enjoyment from a problematic depiction of anti-Semitic stereotypes is troublesome. With that said, I absolutely can't judge someone for the media they chose to consume and the people / causes they choose to support. No one is a bad person for enjoying something. If you know If you knowing buy something that funds bad things, yes it does. Rowling is known to support neo-Nazis. She's extremely transphobic and donates to causes that attack trans folks worldwide and advocate for laws against our existence. Without people making the game. Being involved in anything that funds or supports Rowling is bad. Though I hold sympathy for them as they could be forced into a decision of standing for what's right versus feeding them slash their family. So those getting harassed for enjoying this game deserve it. So those getting harassed for supporting Nazis deserve it. So those getting harassed for supporting transphobic laws deserve it. So those getting harassed for supporting anti-Semitism deserve it. Yes, in my opinion, being connected to supporting Nazis, transphobia, and anti-Semitism are bad is worthy of being called out. Well, I don't support any of those, but I'm enjoying the game, and if you think I should be harassed for it, then I'm sorry you know better. I think it's appropriate to point out people and causes a portion of the money goes to and that the decision to buy it, whilst knowing what / who it supports, points towards the buyer being a bad person. There are ways to ethically consume the franchise and the game without funding Nazis and bigots. If you mean pirating the game, then no, it's taking away from the developer's work. The developer got paid for their work before it was even released. Pirating removes possible money from multi-billion-dollar franchises and corporations. Well, I'm sorry you feel that way, but before you accuse me of supporting TERFs, just know that they hate me. Seriously, I called them out and they didn't like it. I mean, it's not an accusation. Well, yeah, sure it isn't. It is a fact. If you bought the game, you did provide financial support to transphobes and Nazis. Not saying you're either one, just telling you where some of your money went. If you're cool with that, then cool, I guess. And yeah, that's it in a nutshell. I'm very thankful for the conversation you had on there. It spares me some trouble in explaining what this whole thing was about. But again, if you want to learn more about all of this, all the videos relating to this topic are in the video description. But let's continue with the reactions. Without restarting the discourse of the efficacy of playing the transphobic Nazi wizard game, Jesus effing Christ, I cannot imagine this game running well at all on Switch. And I think this is one of the only valid complaints that these people have. If this high-end game, if this new generation game is gonna be actually running properly on the Switch, which has had recent trouble running games like Mortal Kombat 1, which don't look very well on the Switch. None whatsoever. But let's continue. Don't forget to boycott this transphobic game. Eating S is transphobic. Transphobes, delicious. Watch transphobes buy this out of spite only to realize it trans like S. How very bold of you to tweet this after J.K. Rowling just condemned transgender women yet again, Nintendo. Yes, I'm sure this announcement is in line with whatever J.K. Rowling had to say that particular day. Never mind that anytime J.K. Rowling says anything, it's deemed as evil and transphobic, but that's just the nature of discourse here. I hope this crashes for everyone who buys this. Wow, what an excellent timing. I sure hope the creator of this franchise didn't tweet something transphobic only 3 hours before this announcement. I honestly don't have anything clever to ratio Nintendo with, so take a disappointed Hilda. You already forgot how transphobic and anti-Semitic this game is? And that there's a little open neo-Nazi on the dev team, or? Anyway, remember Professor Fig dies and Rockwood cursed Anne. And to all those trans people who keep being like, well, I'm trans and I played the game, does that make me transphobic? The answer is yes, you dumbass bootlicker. These people are cultists and I enjoy their stupidity every single time. We won't be buying the transphobic wizard product. Nobody buying this. Except the millions of people that already have. Wait, I didn't know this was happening. No, the one place I could escape it. On the other hand, if I see someone on my friend list with this, I know who to pretend I never knew. Oh, friendships broken, bonds bonds separated because of a wizard game. Man, you guys need to go outside. You need to make some proper friends. Seriously. Transphobia on the go. I think it's so funny how this game immediately died because people played it solely to own the libs, but the game turned out to be ass. So when people stopped caring, nobody talked about it ever again. Yeah, only that they have all the time for months without end. And regarding that other issue, the game, being ass, I wouldn't say that. I mean, to everyone their own, like tastes are subjective, but there's objective values to it too. Like things via user scores and critical review scores like these. It kind of shows that people actually quite enjoy that, and games that are quote unquote ass don't get such high scores. Unless you think, all of these user reviews have been brigaded by people inflating those scores. But at the same time, the same could be said about the people that were advocating against it. Those negative reviews could also be impactful of that, but it kind of shows that more people wanted to enjoy the game for whatever reason. And Steam reviews as well, 91% positive user reviews with over 159k user reviews. Games that are ass do not get such positive reception. But let's continue. And here we have a bit of German representation. Eft euch und fährt zu Hölle, wenn ihr das kauft, which translates to F yourselves and go to hell if you buy this. Thank you, German person. You mother effer. F off. And lastly, don't buy games that give transphobes money. And I'm quite sure that if Hogwarts Legacy gets ported to something else at one point and someone has a big announcement about it at some point in time, I'm sure these people will be back. And there are other there are other Harry Potter games in the works, I'm quite sure. And when those get announced, I fully expect these people to be back, just ramping up the game sales by this activist nonsense, making sure that all other people who are gonna be buying these games out of spite, even if they aren't interested in Hogwarts Legacy or other Harry Potter IPs themselves. And you're basically filling the pockets of the people that you claim to hate. Congratulations once again to internet activists everywhere for being the best advertisers of the things that you claim to hate. But for right now, it's everything. Hope to see you on the next one.